What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I almost said Thursday. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to
It's the
Toxic Tuesday. It's the 5th of November. One to remember. We'll start our own little rhyme.
it is. We were just talking about that. All the different things happening today. We have election day. It's the first Tuesday of November, which means holiday season is officially started. And then it's V for Vendetta.
This was my
Remember,
favorite.
remember.
This was my favorite holiday in England. Um,
Why?
5th of November. It's called Bonfire Night. So everybody would get together and just set off fireworks, kind of like a 4th of July, you know?
But what are you guys celebrating?
We're celebrating the gunpowder plot of Guy Fawkes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to refresh my history.
V for Vendetta is loosely based on it, but not really, you know?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Guy Fawkes Night. So, Guy Fawkes Night, also known as Bonfire Night and Fireworks Night, is an annual commemoration of the 5th of November. Its history begins with the event of 5th of November when Guy Fawkes, a member of the gunpowder plot, was arrested while guarding explosives that were placed beneath the Houses of Parliament in England.
Okay. Now
They
the movie and that are clicking for me right now.
they got caught. Um, it's called Gunpowder Treason Day, but
Mm.
we don't call it that anymore. That was the origins. So yeah, but great, like it's cold. Everybody has a big fire, set off fireworks, and then like someone would make like a chili or you know what I mean, and a baked
Hmm.
potato. You'd eat it in a baked potato. It was a great day. Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Love eating meat out of a potato.
yeah. So yeah,
That's so good.
happy 5th of November. So what are we talking about today, Beef?
So today, we've been going through the apps
All
that
right,
we've been using.
you got to take out your headphones and go just straight with the um, go to the just audio on your phone because it's crackly and shitty. I'm gonna bring up the thing while you're adjusting that, and I'll tell you when I can hear you again.
Okay.
So we last time looked at this app called Yuka, um, and it's a great idea. It's a great project. We just don't like what it was loaded with. So it was loaded with telling you that low fat, high carb, um, yeah, basically low fat, high carb, which is not the way we eat. So it didn't really apply to us. What we wanted to know was what were the toxic ingredients that were in it. And it wasn't really telling you that. It was just bringing up um, the fat
All right.
and the stuff like that. So Caitlin has been on the hunt and she started using this. Let me share this, which is
Can you
called.
hear me now?
See, I can hear you. It's not great, but it's better than crackly.
Okay.
We'll need to get you some new headphones for over there.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. So, seed oil scout, the name of
Hmm.
it, right?
Yep.
Dine like your life depends on it. Seed oil scout is an app enabling the community of conscious diners to map out restaurants that care for their customers by cooking
Mhm.
with healthy oils.
Yep.
Cool. So they've got 20,000 cities on there, 30 plus casual change. I don't know what that means. 600,000 happy scouts are scouting
Yep.
out these restaurants for you. So it's kind of like the users update it. Is that right? Like you
So
could
what it
update.
is where it said casual and chains. It has chain restaurants and then restaurants that are more small business. So they call those casual,
Hmm.
which is really cool. But what it does is it maps out all these restaurants in your city, and you can notice there's different colors. It's got red, orange, yellow, and green. And what's really cool is if you pull it up, you can do a map view or a list view, which
Hmm.
is really cool. But they don't just do seed oils, which I love because I was just going in thinking, okay, they're just going to list off, you know, obviously what oils they're cooking with, but you can do vegan, vegetarian, paleo, gluten-free, carnivore. You can literally pick whatever your diet or preference is, and it will pull up on the map, which is super cool.
And then who is ranking it and stuff like that? Is it user led? So like, would you go there and like you'd say what you got and what they were cooking with, or is it the restaurants that are updating it?
So it's already, so people can give it stars just like you would any other type of review. But when they, I guess, sign up or they're put into this app by, signing up to do it or however it is that they have it, because not every restaurant is on here. This is something that people have to consciously choose to do as a business.
Okay.
And so what it does is when you look it up and you press it, so say like you press one of those orange little marks on it, it'll say dine cautiously or hazard. It'll say hazard, and then it has one that says dine carefree. So it's really cool, and it'll list out everything that they have. So they list out what oils they use. They list out what options they offer to people. So if you're, like I said, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, soy-free, they'll even list out sesame, which isn't that big of a thing right now, but even they'll put sesame oil or sesame seeds on there as well. Nut allergies, you can do it for allergies as well. I think by far this has been the best app, not only for your diet, but also user-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to use because sometimes I get overwhelmed with technology. But and my favorite part is they show what restaurants have grass-fed meats, and then also if they use tallow.
Okay. Yeah, so I've just downloaded it here.
Okay.
And it's asking me before I start, why do I avoid seed oils? And then the options are, I'll bring it up so you can see it. So there's the option. So it says weight loss, inflammation, prenatal nutrition, skin and acne, brain fog, gut irritation, does that say? Gut health, and then longevity and aging. So
here's my
pretty
thing
cool.
is, why would they list all of those things if seed oils weren't having an effect on those things, So
And
seeing
then
that made me really happy.
this is cool. What is your next concern? So gluten, mold, PFAs, microplastics. It's hard to read it backwards. Refined sugar, BPAs, glyphosate and pesticides, food map. That's pretty cool.
That's super cool. Yeah.
So I'm going to say refined sugar. I don't want. Do I have to select one? I'm just going to go
select one.
Refined sugar right now. Who are you making dining decisions for? Mostly myself, mostly children and family. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like your fries?
I know. And I love fries.
Mm-hmm. I would like beef tallow, please. 3 favorite foods. Jesus.
They do ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. I'm just going to next. Tell us about yourself. Next. Yes, I eat gluten. Oh, no, I avoid gluten. One of the questions.
No, I avoid it.
Carnivore.
I know.
Got raw dairy? Nowhere has raw dairy.
Well, you know what's funny is I added that to my map, and it shows when I expand out on the map the farms that are in Georgia.
That's cool.
That actually have raw dairy. So I thought that was really great because I get on that raw dairy kick every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now there's a free app, right? Mm-hmm. Are you on the free? You're doing the free one?
Yeah, I'm doing the free one. You can do it. So it's a free trial for a week, but then it's only $30 for the whole year. I think it was, which is not bad at all. If I'm definitely going to pay for it to keep it.
Yeah.
Because I really, really like it.
Cool. All right. I got my 7-day trial, so I'll try it out.
Let's go.
That's cool.
I know. I mean, people really do underestimate the effects that seed oils are having on their body.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
cool. So here's the map of Atlanta.
it's full. It's big. I know. I love it. Look at all that orange, though.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the list view.
Look at all the red when you zoom in.
Go down to the bottom and you can click on the list view. So it lists them out. So you don't have to like click on them individually.
Oh, yeah.
And so on the list view, you can see where it says what oils they use. You can see if it has grass-fed meats. You can see if they're gluten-friendly, vegan-friendly, vegetarian. And so, I mean, whoever developed this app, I would love to just give them a high five or a fist bump because it really is super cool on how they're actually now really starting to cater to more health on these apps. What would be really cool, though, is if that app could also, like, DoorDash or Uber Eats you food from the places that are on there.
What do you think? What do you think to peanut oil?
Peanut oil? I mean, if I had to say anything about peanut oil, it's just peanuts. They're a nut. You know, they're not a seed, but they're a nut. And nuts contain all those oxalates and lycopenes. So there's still some toxicity, I guess you could say, to the peanut oil, but it's definitely not the same as canola, soybean, or anything. If I had to choose and I was going to eat somewhere and I was going to pick between somewhere that used canola or peanut oil, I'm going to go peanut oil.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Cool. So have you been using the app then?
I have been using the app.
Okay.
Yes.
And what places have you been eating on the app?
So I went to Talat Market, and that place was, shout out to Talat Market, because that food, you've been there, right?
It's funny you say that. You know, the owner signed up like last week.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't know?
No way.
That's so funny. Yeah.
That's so funny.
I was really worried what you were going to say then, because I was like,
no, that was my first time there, and it was phenomenal. But like, you can just taste the difference.
Yeah, it says most dishes are seed oil free, and substitutions are rarely required. So.
Yep. So and then.
And it's a cool spot, isn't it?
It is such a cool spot. I love the decor. You know what's so crazy is I would always pass by and see people eating out there, and I'm like, what is that place? So I'm just happy that I finally got to go, but it was phenomenal. So if anybody's in the area, you should go.
Yeah.
And then there's I'm trying to think. There was a cafe on there.
So people don't know. I think people don't know that you can ask them to cook in a different oil, right? I had no idea you could do that.
Well, that's because you never want to cause any issues.
Well, true, yeah. And I probably still won't do it, but I didn't know that. So, like, here I'm looking at agave, and it says many dishes contain seed oils, but then it just says clarify and substitute. And it says we have extra virgin olive oil in the back for occasions like this. And then they even I would recommend going with items that have tomatillo and guajillo. What's that?
Yeah, you said it right. Let's go.
Okay, sauces which have no oil. Let me know when your reservation is, and I can also come up with an appetizer and entree just for that one person based on the protein they want. Okay.
Isn't that cool? So they're actually taking the time, the people that run, like the managers and the owners, to put this physically into this app.
That's the chef and the so that's like a response from the chef and the proprietor to somebody.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so you can actually, who was it that said it? I heard it and it was said in such a good way. I think we played it on here, that it was like anything that has seed oil in it, that company hates you.
Right.
And like I was like, whoa, right? And
Right.
so any restaurant, like you can see the restaurants that care, right? And
Mhm.
like even if they do use it for things, but you can ask for something different.
Yeah, I mean, I was just excited to see that I could find somewhere that had tallow fries.
Hmm.
So that's on my list for this week to actually go and check that place out.
Yeah, I mean, this is really cool because we can easily now put together a database of restaurants in the
Hmm.
local area that you can avoid seed oils with, right? And we could do like
Right.
a breakfast, lunch, dinner spot, and yeah, because you can eat healthy all week, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if you're eating out, you might be eating seed oils for 4 days out of the week.
Right. And I mean, it's so wild how just those seed oils make such a difference in the taste. But also, like, one of my favorite things that I was eating for a while, just more out of convenience, were these gluten-free chicken nuggets. And they had such great ingredients, but then the second or third ingredient happened to be canola oil.
Mm,
And I was like, I don't eat them that often during the week, but I like to enjoy them, probably like 2 or 3 times a week.
right.
And the difference that I noticed was one of the things that would happen is my cheeks would break out. And
Yeah.
that would be the only thing that I would be eating differently out of my mainly, steak and fruit and potato diet. So
Yeah.
I was like, I know that it's not what I've been eating that's causing that. And then when I stopped eating it, the breakouts went away.
It's
So,
amazing how much you notice. Like you're so in tune to this stuff.
hmm I mean, I feel for people that don't realize that there are bigger issues going on with their body, and they think that being in pain or having inflammation in their joints or brain fog, headaches. I mean, the
Mhm.
list is very long, but it's just crazy that people think that's normal. And then it's like, say they do Ox 100, and one of the first things they notice is their better energy, the way that they're sleeping, the way that their skin looks vibrant. They
Mhm.
don't look dull anymore, and their face starts to take shape. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so extensive what it's doing to you, and you don't realize it.
Yeah. I mean, when my guys switch to carnivore, like their skin changes and you can see the inflammation go out of their whole body right away. For
Hmm.
me, my joints feel better. And it's crazy
Yep.
to think that that might just be from the oils. So Jessica said, what's the name of the app again?
Seed Oil Scout, Jessica. Seed Oil Scout.
And then she's pumping you up, saying you're smart.
Thank you. I know I try to lean in to read what it said because I can't read it from this
Yeah.
distance on my
So
glasses.
name of the app is Seed Oil Scout.
Mhm.
Um, and then Beefy's smart because she stopped eating seed oils.
True.
No brain fog.
No, no. Just crazy brain. Two totally different things.
Yeah, we were saying this morning I was watching you at like 7 a.m. and I was like, yeah, it's a it's a good thing she doesn't have caffeine. Like you were like going like you'd had so much caffeine, and I was like, imagine if she just came and had one of these espressos right now.
You've seen me on caffeine. That's scary.
All right, we're gonna use this seed oil scout then, right? We're gonna
Mhm.
put together by next week. Let's put together a list of because I just spotted some places that I didn't even know of, right? Like, have you heard of Good Kitchen?
Okay.
You hear me? Yeah, you did something.
Hey,
Um,
who is this?
what the heck? Caitlin, I think you've answered a phone call. Your phone.
Me. Is it me?
Caitlin,
I hear
Caitlin,
you.
you just answered a phone call somehow.
What?
So whoever called you was just on this.
Well, they're really rude for that. My phone
But
didn't even show that I had a phone call.
something definitely happened there where somebody was just on the podcast with me. So yeah.
I hope it wasn't a telemarketer.
I don't know who it was.
Amazing. Amazing. I love that.
But yeah.
Technical
Have you heard
difficulty.
of Good Kitchen?
No, I've never heard of Good Kitchen. What is that?
Okay, me neither, but it's not close. But it's listed on here, and it says grass-fed, wild, organic, and broth, and it's 13 miles away, which is not super close, but it looks
But
awesome.
should we go?
Owner's statement: more vegetables, thoroughly sourced protein, quality grains, no refined sugar, seed oils, or GMOs, antibiotics, or ingredients we can't pronounce that belong in a lab. The bottom line is you can eat, drink, and be healthy at good. And then it's I like it. Dine fearlessly is a good way to, put it.
Yes. Well,
So,
I'm
yeah.
going. They've told me already. I'm going.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, let's hope more people get on this app just to put pressure on some of these restaurants to not use some of these things,
Oh, I agree. I mean, even the way food tastes. When we do Ox 100 and people start eating clean, one thing I always get is they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize how good food tasted."
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like it's rewiring your taste buds.
Oh, for sure.
Like
For sure.
have you ever eaten something and you're like, because I did recently, I went and ate Mexican and I ate a couple chips and like the third chip I bit into, it didn't even taste like a chip. It tasted just like the oil that it was cooked in.
Yeah, and you were just used to the habit of eating them, so you just eat them, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're not used to that and you break that habit, yeah. So for me now, like I have a sweet tooth, so chocolate is the thing that I enjoy. But now I eat it more consciously, So rather than just get a bag of chocolate or whatever and just start eating it, I actually like take a piece and smell it, like you can scratch it a little bit so that the smell comes out. And then when I'm eating it, I don't just I'll just put it in my mouth and let it melt. You know what I mean? Like enjoy. If I'm going to do it, then I'm going to take time and just appreciate it and not get in the habit of what it's designed for, which they've scientifically made it that I just want more of it, right? Without ever tasting it, So just being a little bit more, what do they call it? They have a name for that. Mindful eating it,
Intentional, mindful.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you think about it, it's just like when you smoke. Smokers have the habit of mouth to cigarette. Same thing with eating. It's hands in the chip bag. You don't realize that you're just grabbing, just like the Mexican, the chips when you eat at Mexican, and you just keep eating, even when you're not hungry.
Yep. I mean, it applies to so many things, right? So like eating like that, snacks, drinking, right? The first beer on a hot day when you've been doing something tastes incredible. But then the third and fifth, you don't even taste them anymore. You're just drinking because you're in that, routine. So yeah, just being a little bit more mindful and intentional about eating, drinking, snacking, stuff like that. Just, it's good.
I like it. And I'm definitely looking forward to us maybe going and checking out that Good Kitchen.
Yeah. Well, that was just one of a few, right? Like,
right.
So just knowing that some of the, and like my goal on this and yours too, is like, I don't want to put any of these restaurants on blast and say like what they're doing wrong or what, like, that's not my business, If you download this app and you care about where you want to do it, and hopefully more and more people do, then just naturally it'll put pressure on some of these places to have different options,
Well, look what is happening. There's going to be more apps that are going to come out like this. More restaurants are going to join in because there is a health movement happening. I mean, look at all of the NA alcohols, the beers, the NA bars that are opening up. Like they're hearing the people that are looking for healthier options.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like you got to get with it,
Right.
or you're just going to get lost.
Yep.
Which I'm pumped about. I would love more places to go out to eat, at, because I eat at the same like 3 or
Well,
4 places.
it is also crazy that like you think it's going to be a local restaurant that you want to go to, but then like Ted's Montana Grill is like top of the list that you could substitute butter, you know?
Oh man, Ted Montana's, there was a while there I was eating there once a week.
We'll cook burgers and steaks in real butter on request. Like that's cool to know, right?
Oh yeah. Whenever I go and you get your steak, I get the bison steak, the Delmonico. I already know my order. There's a huge chunk of butter melting on the top of it when they put it on your plate. And they put a cute little American flag on it.
And you didn't recommend that because of this app. Like you already looked that up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you were already doing this just on your own before this app.
I mean, how many times have we gone out to eat together and you're like, oh, here goes Caitlin with her crazy order.
Yeah. How did you find this one?
What, this app?
Yeah.
I was actually watching my guy, Paul Saladino, and he's been going around in California, and people physically have the sticker that's associated with that app on their door.
Oh, cool.
And so he was talking about that, and I was like, well, of course, if he's doing it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's crazy is I didn't have high hopes, I guess, for Atlanta.
Right.
I was like, well, Atlanta's way different than California. California, they've always been, I feel like, a few steps ahead on the food scene, especially New York, California. But I mean, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised.
That's the logo that you look for?
Mm-hmm. Literally right on the door. It's a sticker.
That's cool.
Right? Like I said, I just really like how intentional businesses are being.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just, they care. They're not.
Well, all fast food restaurants used to cook in tallow, right?
Mm-hmm. McDonald's originally only cooked with tallow.
Yeah.
So, and look at us now. Even their pickles, I was looking at ingredients, even their pickles have soy in them, which is just wild to me. Why does a pickle have soy in it?
Not necessary, right?
Not necessary. But if you've ever seen one of those videos where they left McDonald's out on the table and they left it out for a week, it never grew mold. It stayed exactly like it was. It just got hard. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah. Because we just left 2 pumpkins outside. I saw what happened to them, right? Like that's what's supposed to happen to real food. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're just not eating real food. We're eating plastic.
Yep.
We're eating plastic covered in mechanical oil.
I was going to say seed oils, just like the video we watched last week. They were originally used during the war.
Yeah. And
then for lubing machines. And now they're like, oh, we have all this extra seed oil. Let's just put it in our food. Let's cook with it.
And we'll call it vegetable oil.
And now you wonder why we have
Is it grapeseed oil? I thought it was rapeseed oil.
So they're the same thing.
Okay.
They're the same thing. Grapeseed, rapeseed, they're all the same thing. And honestly, they're just another name.
So they just called it grapeseed because rapeseed sounds bad.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And then what's canola oil? That's rapeseed too, isn't it?
Yeah, they're the same thing. They're just different names. The same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy how little we know because we've just been advertised to not know it.
Mm-hmm.
So rapeseed is one of the oldest known vegetable oils. There are both edible and industrial forms. No, there are not.
way to soften the blow.
It's got 0 trans fat and the lowest amount of saturated fat of any oil. Yeah, it sure does because it's not meant for humans.
Right? But if you look at it this way, you look back and you're just like, we were not this obese. We were not this sick. You know, we were healthy, we were fit, our child and mother mortality rate were really high. And then look what's happening now. The types of sicknesses, the cancers, deaths, obesity, everything is skyrocketed.
The raw dairy you've tried, right?
You know I love raw milk.
Which we do not recommend you drinking raw milk, but you tried it, right?
I have.
And you started with, you did just like a shot?
So I did 2 ounces for a week, moved up to 4 ounces, and then would do 8 ounces by the end of the month. But it's like you've never tasted milk unless you've had raw dairy. Now, they want to say it's bad for you, all these enzymes, all the things that are in it, but that's not true. Look at these people who've been living on farms and drinking straight from the cow their whole life. They're fine.
Yeah, you just have to get used to it, right?
You just have to get used to it because it is a little harsher on the tummy at first just because you're not used to it. But the difference in drinking raw milk and regular milk is raw milk I have no issue with. I have no stomach issues. I don't break out. No headaches, no nothing. And then regular milk, I have the worst acne, the worst stomach pains. I feel awful. And it's because pasteurization, they bleach the milk. They put chemicals in our milk and bleach the milk. So you're telling me that raw milk is not as worse than pasteurized milk? You're lying. You're lying. Because there's no way.
Have you seen the bleaching process?
Do what?
Have you seen how they do it?
No. Or do you have a video?
Let me look. See if I can find it. So what I heard is, especially the lowest fat milk is the worst, right? Like vitamin D, at least you're getting the fat. But what is like semi-skimmed or whatever they call it?
You got 1%, 2% skimmed milk.
Skimmed milk. Let's go with skimmed. We call it semi-skimmed in England for some reason. Skimmed milk, blue. No, it comes out blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
No.
I gotta find a video on the process.
I mean, even cheese.
So it comes out blue once they do it, and then they bleach it back white, I think, is what I heard. And I gotta find it.
I mean, same thing with bread. They bleach the flour in bread to make it white. So it's not just gluten that you're eating. If you don't have a gluten tolerance, you're also eating enriched, bleached flour. I don't know about you, but I can't even clean with bleach. I think I'm gonna die. You think I want to ingest it? I'm good. I'm good.
And then they take all the good stuff out and make whey protein with it, right?
Yeah.
Sell it you back another way.
But, that's why we call. People want to talk about it all the time, but Savannah and I have talked about it before. Those, corn-fed country boys. They're out there drinking raw milk, throwing hay. And that's why they look like giants when they're in middle school and high school, opposed to kids these days. It's crazy. I mean, I'm from Alabama. I would know. There's a huge difference. Huge difference.
I can't find any good videos, sadly, but we'll find one for next time.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't want you to find a good video on it because they don't want you to know.
Yeah, I heard that skimmed milk is blue when it comes out of the process, and then they dye it back white. So instead of just taking milk and drinking it, they do all this stuff to it. And then you're drinking chemicals that are in it, and all the fat's gone, all the protein's gone.
Literally.
You're just drinking white water at that point.
No, and what's crazy too is the taste difference in them as well. Real milk has a sweet taste to it. Like it's really good. And it's not as
Creamy. I bet it's creamy, huh?
I was gonna say it's not as like watery. Like you don't just drink it. Like you drink it and you're like, man, this is a treat. Like this is good.
That's cool.
So.
All right, Beef, we're at 35 minutes.
Dang.
That was good. I'm going to start using this app this week. Yuka's out. I haven't been using it. It didn't really work for me. So hopefully this will work. I wonder, it'd be cool if they had a version of this that was just for you, that you could scan labels too, huh? But
right. Hey, you never know. Like I said, they're coming out with these apps left and right.
Yeah, let's search for one like that you can just take around the grocery store.
Well, then again, I'm not really trying to scan anything that's super processed, so.
Right. All right. That's it for our Toxic Tuesday. Get Seed Oil Scout. Become a Seed Oil Scout. Comment some of the restaurants that you try on that app. And yeah.
I love it.
Let's stop eating seed oils.
Let's educate the